Hi, I'm Drew from Vine Double Bay. Today I'm going to throw together a quick little lamb recipe for you. Should we get started? So I've got this beautiful oyster cut lamb shoulder from Gippsland in Victoria. We're going to braise that up today. We're going to serve it in a traditional French Navarin style, which is basically a tomato and lamb sauce. We're going to serve it with some boiled potatoes and some yogurt. Okay, so the first step of this recipe is to season it nicely on the fat side. So I've just got some sea salt here. I'm quite liberal with the salt. We want it to penetrate the flesh. Get some black pepper as well. Okay, I've got my casserole dish. I've got this really nice and hot because we want to get a nice caramelization on this fat. And that sound is what you're after. That sizzle means that it's nice and hot and you're going to get a nice colour. I'm going to season the bottom side of the lamb now. We can see it's starting to get nice and golden already. And I'm just going to keep turning it so it gets even heat. Okay, so I'll turn that over now. Beautifully golden. The fat's nice and caramelized. I want to get colour on the other side. I want to get the sides of the lamb coloured as well. More caramelisation means more flavour. So with this oyster cut lamb shoulder, basically I've just asked the butcher to cut that into 3 pieces. It's just nice as a portion size. It's also going to speed up your cooking a little bit. Okay, my lamb's caramelised nicely on all sides. So I'm just going to pop that into a clean tray, just off to the side. I'm just going to discard the excess fat. I'm just going to pour it over the top of the lamb. There's a lot of rendered lamb fat in the bottom of the casserole dish, and it's nice to pour it over and just get a little bit more flavour happening. So the next step of this recipe is to get the sauce happening, which we're going to cook the lamb inside. So inside I've got some carrots, I have some leeks, I have some thyme, a bit of garlic and some onion. So the idea is to get nice caramelisation on these veggies. Add a tiny little bit more canola oil. You may notice I'm not seasoning these vegetables because there's a little bit of salt that's been left over in the bottom of the casserole dish from when we seared the lamb off. So now we're starting to get a little bit of colour. Inside I've got some dried bay leaves, some coriander seeds and some black peppercorns. Now I'm going to add some tomato paste, just maybe 2 tablespoons worth. You want to mix that in. You want to get that cooking. Next step, I have some pureed tomatoes and a little bit of chicken stock. Stage I want to make sure I get all of those caramelized bits off the bottom of the casserole dish and get that into the liquid. It's going to create a lot of flavour. Okay, so it's at this point I'm going to add the lamb back in, just spoon the sauce over the top. Okay, so we're just going to pop the lid on. I'm going to pop that in the oven at about 150 degrees for about 3 hours. So while the lamb's cooking, I've got our new potatoes boiling and our Dutch carrots boiling. So we boiled our potatoes and drained them, as well as our Dutch carrots. So we just toss them in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, some parsley. Okay, so it's now been 3 hours, so we're going to pull our lamb out now. Okay, so you can see here that the meat is beautifully caramelized. The sauce is wonderfully rich and velvety, and the meat just is falling off the bone, so it's beautifully tender. Okay, so now it's time for us to plate up. So we take the lamb. I've just got this beautiful big bowl here. You can see how tender it is. The harder it is to pick up, the better. Beautifully tender. Okay, now I'm just going to spoon over the beautiful Navarin sauce and the veggies. I'm going to dress the plate with the boiled potatoes, our Dutch carrots. Okay, I've just got some blanched peas here, garden peas. So I'm going to pop them around. It's really simply done, just a little bit of salted water. We've got some vine-ripened cherry tomatoes, which we've just been drying on top of the stoves. And just to finish it off, I've got this beautiful sheep's milk yogurt. Just to dot around the dish. And finally, a few pea tendrils as a garnish. And there you have it. That's our lamb Navarin.